fiddling with all these different syllables, but it just makes isosceles. Better words to use. Fiddling with all these different syllables, but it just makes isosceles. Better words to use. Welcome back to Console Me Gaming, episode 5. We've made it to 5 episodes.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And now we can retire on troll gold. All them monies.
All them monies.
All them sports things. Buy sports socks.
Sports socks?
Yeah, just any generic ones and we get money.
Once again, I'm Gary. I'm joined by Mark and Irv.
Merv.
Yeah. We're still minus a Craig, but that won't stop us. Nothing's going to stop us now because we're having a good time.
Isosceles triangle.
Isosceles. You can download the podcast on consolemegaming.bandcamp.com. If you go into YouTube, you can search us there, search for Console Me Gaming, and
you shall find us.
Yes, you will find us there, and also you will find us on the iTunes app.
You can get a link from the YouTube or the Bandcamp in a little.
So if you just go into your podcast app on your devices and search for Console Me Gaming, you will find us there.
With some sexy, high-quality content.
Yeah. Too explicit. Yeah. Too hot for TV.
Too hot for TV because we like to slip the odd sex.
The odd sex. I'm going to slip you the sex. Moving on to the news. We've got a very short news line up now because it's only been a few days since we've filmed the last one.
And I would like to point out that Gone Home does work. Yes. I have downloaded it before it was released, and I have been playing it before it's been released. Don't tell Microsoft because they'll probably ban me.
Mark is lying. It's all a lie. We didn't see any visual confirmation of this thing.
Did you hear anything, Irv, there? No. We saying he was still waiting for.
He says he's going home, but he's already home. I think he's losing it. It must be all the face tattoo ink. That's the neurotoxins, man. Yeah,
the neurotoxin.
Yeah.
First topic today, we're going to talk about Street Fighter V. Have announced their first DLC character. It's going to be Alex, and he's going to be available in March.
Yes.
Before the story.
Before the story, yes. So you're going to get to play as him, but you're not going to know why you're playing as him.
Which kills it all.
Yeah, kills the magic.
What are you about, Alex? Why are you fighting?
I'm so confused by you, Alex, with your bandana and your blonde hair. Who do you think you are? A Ken Ryu hybrid? Ken Ryu? My favorite Street Fighter character. Ken Ryu.
Ken Ryu?
Ken Ryu.
Too tired for this.
He's too tired. Let's keep going. Final Fantasy IX got a surprise release on iOS and Android.
Oh.
Yeah, with some very nifty little things on it. It's got some cheats where you can max out your level and you can triple speed it. You can do all these different things, which just makes the game easy. Very, very easy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Gary just said nifty.
What's wrong with nifty?
There's nothing wrong with nifty.
It's a great word.
I think people should say nifty more often.
Does it have some deep physiological meaning to you?
Well, it's my 87th tattoo, so yeah.
Yeah, nifty.
Got it on your ball sack.
So moving on from Mark's ball sack. I'm actually currently playing through Final Fantasy IX with one of my friends, and I've always been told it's it's a very underrated Final Fantasy, but everyone that's played it has been like it
steps back to its roots and the character style and story of it.
Yeah, but really, really enjoying it. Loving Vivi. Vivi's a great character. A little cool little black mage. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get through that. Hopefully this year at some point. We're kind of just sort of pacing it. So it's available on iOS and Android. So if you haven't played it before, go pick it up. It should be good. Next, moving on to one of Mark's favourite things in the world, Zelda. Zelda Twilight Princess HD is going to be released on March 4th. And it's going to have amiibo support as well, with some very, very, very sexy amiibos. Are you going to be purchasing that?
Possibly. I don't have a Wii U, so.
In your scale of Zelda games, where would Twilight Princess sit?
Not very high.
No.
It didn't make the hype marker.
No. Midway. I mean, it was good when it came out, but I mean, Wind Waker, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Minish Cap, all above that.
Yeah.
When I hear Link's Awakening, I can't just help but think of the Aero spray. Link's Awakening.
Better than Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was it was good, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't hit me as one of the best.
No. I was always really wanting to get Twilight Princess for the GameCube when it came out, like originally, before it shifted on the Wii.
I got it for the Wii, because that was the reason I got a Wii. But then very quickly I bought it for the GameCube because I hated the motion controls.
Yeah,
I just wanted to play it properly.
I remember going around to yours at one point when you were playing it, and I just remember you getting really frustrated with the motion controls.
So annoying.
Yeah,
I hate motion controls.
Yeah,
it's the future. No go.
No Nintendo, you're drunk.
Walking Dead Michonne is going to be released on February 23rd.
Oh,
yeah.
Get your swords out.
Yeah, so it's kind of in the same vein as Walking Dead 400 Days.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of, it'll be like a little teaser before season 3 comes out.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hitting all those feels again, and
she's a great character, right?
I'm interested to see how they bring her from obviously, like, you've got to kind of almost detach yourself from the TV series when you're playing the games, like
take it from the comics.
It from the comics more, and like
also be interested in like what sort of era you're playing as her as well.
Yeah,
if it's going to be like from the comics or like before she meets groups and stuff.
Yeah. I'm interested to see, because like obviously Telltale have done their kind of own little universe, heavily inspired by the comics, rather than the series, rather than the TV show, and it's a fantastic series. Telltale, like, that was my kind of awakening to Telltale games was Walking Dead season 1. Yeah. I remember when me and my friend
Lee and Clem.
Yeah. Well, like we actually played it like episode by episode. We downloaded it, and I just remember like my mate texted me after like each episode we played through, and I was just like, oh my god, this happened, oh no, and like I didn't think I'd like those types of games where all the choices mattered. Yeah. Like, and
also it's like how it's described to you, it's like, oh, it's a point and click adventure, and you're like, no, and then you're like, oh my god, am I going to say yes or no?
I know, it's so stressful, but it was so good to see like different people taking.
Do I want to find out about our different types of tea bags? I'll just stay silent because that's always an option.
It is an option. It's usually X,
and you always forget. Say nothing.
Yeah. Sometimes they have the binary choices, but
yeah.
But are we going to do a Telltale special? I think we should do a Telltale special. Cause, there's a lot of good stuff to talk about there. Yeah.
We're probably not getting Wolf Among Us season 2, which makes me really sad. No, but we're getting Batman.
Batman.
Not as good as Deadpool.
Imagine a
Telltale games do a Deadpool game.
Yeah,
that'd be
that is an order.
That is an order. Listen to us. Our opinions matter.
We are so influential. There was a minor leak as well the other day that Red Dead Redemption will be coming to Xbox backwards compatibility.
I did see this. Yeah,
it's like someone found their way into somehow finding it on the store and able to download it and able to play it. Mm-hmm. So it's already there, backwards compatible, but doing so breaches the Xbox agreement and things. So you shouldn't do this, but it's a sign that Red Dead Redemption will be coming to
making its way.
Making its way to Xbox One.
Very, very good,
which is a game I've started multiple times but never actually finished.
Yeah.
So it's something
I've only
like
played
that.
about 15 minutes, and I was like, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's something that I can actually play through.
It's a fantastic game. And you asked me this question today: what's your favorite Rockstar game? And I said Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, first you were like GTA, and Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I just remembered about Red Dead. And I was like, Red Dead is a phenomenal game.
Yeah, so I've played quite a lot of it on and off, but it's something that I need to actually sit down and
it's
run through the whole
very,
thing.
very worth it. The ending of that game is probably some of the best Rockstar's ever done.
Yeah, and it's not still not been spoiled for me. So
that's good. Don't look up anything.
No, I know. I need
stay away from it.
I need to play it while I can.
Yeah, I think it's been spoiled, but I think I've forgotten it. So
that's good.
I'll see.
That's
hopefully.
good. Just,
yeah. Spoilers.
Forget
about it.
You remember nothing.
I remember nothing. Death sticks, bitches.
You're going to go across the street and get me some orange sherbet.
I brought you your orange sherbet.
Awesome.
I'm Christian Slater.
And finally, last little bit of news we've got this week is that Rocket League is out today. On Xbox One. Yeah! So you get to experience all the rocket power cars propelling and hitting balls really, really hard and fast into nets.
Original working title.
Yeah. I need to find the original working title for it because it was really.
It's almost like the Japanese translated, Fast and Furious things like super high speed sky train mission. You're like, yes.
It's like Guardians of the Galaxy's got a really good name in like Japanese as well. And I can't remember what it is. I think Mark needs to find that and then we'll mention it later.
It's like Super Planet Misfit Adventure or stuff like that. So it's like the 4-word power combos.
Definitely. But yeah.
How fast can you type? How fast can you type? Mark Jeffrey, how fast can you type? Freestyle.
What?
Are you actually looking for it?
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's usually in like the IMDb or something.
You're in the IMDb or something.
What an insult.
IMDb on a games podcast?
Yeah,
what is this?
Yeah, do you need some ointment for that burn? For that sick burn?
I need some think castor oil. That'd be fantastic. I'm not sure if that's actually any good for burns, is it?
No.
Burns expert?
No, cling film.
Cling film. Oh yeah. Get the air out of it.
Cling film, but you don't wrap it around the wound. You overlap it so it kind of has.
You tap it, don't wrap it.
Yeah, so it gives it room to expand as it swells.
Oh.
Yeah.
Health and safety tips every week.
Yeah, we actually did burns and scalds in staff training this month. I was teaching it. It was good.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, kids.
And also, as part of this is going to be our first of sort of our new specials lineup, Game Club. Yes. Which every
4 weeks. We'll try every 4 weeks, but schedules might shift and time might become a factor. But so essentially, Game Club. We've got a list of games that we're all kind of sort of working through. It's games that like some of us haven't played and the rest of us have, and we've
fuck it!
You can't find it.
I found a Chinese one, but I don't know if that's it.
Is it the Chinese one? Read out.
Interplanetary Unusual something team.
That's the one.
Well, you have me looking for Japanese.
It's not actually that good. We'll just cut that out.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Leave me looking for it because that was funny. Are we going straight to talk about Game Club?
Yeah. Okay. So we're talking about Game Club now.
We're ready.
Yeah. So
Interplanetary Unusual Attacking Team. I found it.
You're too loud, Mark. You're too X-rated.
Can't handle him on the podcast. Can't handle it. Can't contain that level of Mark.
He's this nice smiley guy, and then out of nowhere, explosions. Afraid about words.
So, Game Club.
And the first title.
First rule about Game Club is we don't talk about Game Club.
Oh, podcast over. Get out of my house.
Goodbye. But no, we've got a list of games that we're either currently working through or still to start up. But it's games that a few of us either haven't played or have been suggested to play. Hopefully we might get a game one time that none of us have played. and we can all give our
it could be like listener submitted.
Could be. Ooh. Yeah.
But essentially it's like ones that we
suggestions on the back of a postcard.
Yeah. P.O. Box
999. Why do we still have P.O. boxes 99YY?
If I can remember the Blue Peter one, we can send into that.
Nah, man, Art Attack. Oh, you need some PVA glue.
He's a rock band.
What's it? Oh, it's something like French. Is it Versailles or
I can't remember, but I remember it being very, very average and
Intergalactic Unusual Attack Team.
Yeah,
and he plays like is it an SG or a Flying V or something?
I think it's an SGers.
You go, Neil.
Yeah.
Such a great heavy band metal name, Neil.
Neil.
So Spec Ops.
Yes, that was our first game that we kind of set ourselves all to play, and
on the suggestion of Irvin.
Yeah, and we all jumped at it because it is an amazing game. I've played it before, and so have you.
Yeah.
Yes, and this has been your first venture into it, Mark.
You played it before?
Yeah, I've played it before.
All right.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's tattooed on the back.
Yeah.
Of the great Mark. And also, just say as a quick thing, have any of you played any of the previous Spec Ops titles?
No.
Have you, Mark?
I can't say for sure.
No.
I have.
What were they?
Yeah.
Ranger Elite and Airborne Commando on the PS1. Ranger Elite, pretty crap. Airborne Commando was alright, but really hard. I think I got stuck on like level 2 or 3 where I'm supposed to like blowing up diffusing mines with a knife in Russia, and it never went well. Because I was like, game over. Game over. Game over. This game sucks.
So what were they? What were they like? Were they
third-person shooters?
Third-person shooters in PS1. Third-person shooters.
Yeah.
Are we talking like Tomorrow Never Dies levels of
third-person?
Third-person. Yeah.
I love Tomorrow Never Dies.
See, I love that game, but going back to it, it is a terrible game.
Oh.
It's really bad.
There was some weird cheats for that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Ranger Elite was hilarious. Also, like with Ranger Elite, you could run up a hill, but you could never shoot down the hill.
Okay.
You always had like a cap where you could look down.
Yeah.
So you just get shot by all these guys. You can look up and then you're like, I can't bloody shoot them. But I quite liked Airborne Commando because it was like isometric.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looked quite funky. But anywho.
Yeah. Down to the main meat. Yeah. The main meat of this. So where should we start with this game?
I think we could start like as an overall thing, like a brief overview, and also like design and mechanics, and we'll get into the meat later.
Yeah, the meat. The meat. Dark roasted meat in that game.
Definitely. So overall, so Mark, since you're new to it, what was brief overall? What are you thinking of the game?
I loved it. Yeah. I remember when it came out, it got great reviews. Lots of people were talking about it. Purposely never talking about the actual content of the game, like story wise, and what actually happened. I mean, the basic premise is a catastrophic sandstorm has ravaged Dubai, like killing thousands, and a marine division is sent in to try and evacuate, but they disappeared as well. So you're going in to investigate what's happened, try and rescue survivors. So I mean, on the outset, it just sounds like your standard kind of military sim game, like not much to it. But like, when it was released, like I said, it got great reviews. A lot of people were talking about it, but for whatever reason, I never picked it up. I assume it came out a similar time as something else, which I felt was more important. Yeah. Obviously, I can't remember what that was, but I never played it. So and when I started this, I mean, I didn't think much of it. I mean, the actual shooting mechanics, it's a standard third-person cover-based shooting. They're a dime a dozen. And, the actual shooting mechanics don't stand out in this to me. They're very...
standard.
Very standard. They're very limp.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, but they're very limp. I mean, like, I'm kind of spoiled with like a lot of modern games, I suppose. Going back to older games is difficult. But, there's no meat to the guns. There's no, like, you don't really feel
It's
like
almost
you're
like a super, and there's not really like an enjoyment factor.
like you don't really feel like you're shooting a gun.
Yeah,
or
they
anything.
they try to give you a little bit of enjoyment with obviously the slow motion little sections.
Well, when you get a headshot, you get a brief moment
to soak it in and just yes,
And
I did that. I made your head explode.
and you can line up another couple of shots depending on where your enemies are.
And sticky
I mean, I know,
grenades.
like, I'm not trying to put down the actual development and production of the
Yeah.
game. I mean, it's great, but for me, starting out, you start out in the fantastic action sequence of flying the helicopter between the buildings, firing at other helicopters with a minigun. I mean, it's a great intro, and then it kind of ramps up, and you just start walking towards Dubai. Get ambushed, little firefight, and it's just like, okay, this is fine. I mean, that's it. At that point, it's like, oh, this is just fine.
Yeah,
But then when you start to get towards the first area, the nest, and the soundtrack starts to kick in.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, there's more production value to this. This is like there's more to it. I mean, there's a reason I'm playing this, so I stuck with it, carried on. And then just the story just starts to unfold before you.
So much more.
Just opens up. I mean, it's a fantastic dystopian setting. I mean, seeing
And it's stunning.
it's absolutely glorious looking, and like, the way Dubai has been overcome with sand, and it's just
sort of
been
like sunk into
decimated.
itself.
I mean, it's created like around buildings. You've got pits in between buildings. You've got dunes built up against them now, so it's creating this massive artificial landscape, which is glorious.
It's like going down a massive sand like rabbit hole.
Yeah, exactly. But the story starts to ramp up, and the characters start to develop, and then you start to get all the psychological things coming into it, and just honestly, it's probably one of the best story-driven shooters I've ever played.
Yeah,
Which kept, and it's not overly long. It doesn't revel in itself and try and, because that's definitely a benefit to it, because the shooting mechanics aren't that great. It's not, you don't want to just be doing a 20-minute firefight every 30 seconds, like 20-minute firefight, a little bit of story, massive firefight. There's a lot of exploration, there's a lot of dynamic environments, there's a lot of gorgeous environments and a lot of intrigue into it, and the story is clipping along well, so you're always carrying forward. And then also the characters in it as well, Lugo, Adams, and Walker. Like together, great character dynamic, and
definitely
in this hell. So
it is.
I absolutely loved it.
It's a very heavy game. It's very, very, very heavy.
A lot of dark subject matter.
Like you said, like there was something when you first heard of the game that like you weren't over, like you didn't want to go out and grab the game, like nothing, nothing was kind of pulling you in, because to me it felt like that it had that kind of Call of Duty kind of package on it, and it's just, oh look, it's another. It's another tactical based military shooter.
It kind of struck me as a Tom Clancy game when I first saw it, and I was just like,
and I actually thought it was a first person shooter. Like I didn't even know it was a third person until I actually got the game. But the game got recommended to me by a few friends, and they were saying, "Oh, really play this? It is really, really good." And like you said, just start of it. It's nothing new. We've seen this all before, but then just shit hits the fan, and just
it continues to hit multiple.
multiple
ricochets across the room and slaps you in the face.
Yeah, pretty much. And I purchased the game, downloaded the game, started playing the game. I did not stop. I played the whole game one sitting, 5-6 hours. I think I had a little bit of a break in the middle, and that was one night, and I got to bed about like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, oh my god,
how do you kill that which has no life?
Yes. Well, I'm sure it was on one of my many days off I had. And it was the story just pulled me through that game, and it just kept me wanting to just go further down this rabbit hole and find out what's happening. And it's a game that can mess you up. Really, really mess you up.
So also just put like the full spoilers thing, so when you listen to this, if you've played it.
Spoiler alert.
It's essentially like the story outline is like you play, this small, I think is it Bravo team?
Delta
Delta team.
Delta Force.
Yes, right straight out the gate.
Yeah.
But then you're finding these soldiers, the
33rd.
33rd. You're expecting the stereotypical, if it's going to be like, was it Americans and Arabs and all sort of thing, but then you find out it's a lot more deeper, a civil war that's been brewing, and also like factions of like the CIA arming insurgents to go against the 33rd, a split within the 33rd, who've been trying to rule this dystopian society. And then during this course you're sort of forced to or just commit atrocities all through this weird sort of character, Martin Walker's
descent into sort of madness.
Who's like really, as you go through the game, find out is like really mentally unhinged. And it creates such an interesting like narrative point of because essentially like this narrative, a lot of it is like how you interpret it as well. You know, is he crazy? Is this some sort of is this a whole this game a whole memory sort of thing?
It's not really up for discussion. I mean, he is crazy.
Sort of like what level, what part of this is real, which part of is the whole thing an escape?
I mean, were Adams and Lugo even real?
Well, it's the whole thing that opening scene with the helicopter. Apparently, you can interpret it that is that they all die in the crash, and this is Walker's like pretty much like path through hell. And path through like sort of limbo.
What I kind of took to me, I mean, I kind of took it on Dante Alighieri's poems, the Inferno, Purgorito, and Paradiso. So it's hell, purgatory, and paradise, and heaven. So I mean, start off on the fringes of hell, like descending further and further into this madness, and then flip around onto the other side and come out into purgatory. And that kind of, for me, was after you take out the radio man and you go back into the whole helicopter scene again. And it just feels very cyclical. I mean, obviously that's the point. And even Walker calls that out. He's like, we've already done this part. And like, what are you talking about? Never mind, just fly. And all that. And then
especially at the very start of that when he's like, what the hell? You know.
And then that leads on to the eventual redemption, whichever ending you choose, but the redemption of Walker after climbing the Burj Khalifa to paradise. So that's kind of a lot of the things that I drew from it, which I thought was really interesting.
I think like the audio like in the game was like really good as well. Both in terms of like the voice acting.
And set pieces as well.
Good old Nolan North.
And also was it Conrad, he's voiced by Brooks Boxleitner. Out of Tron.
Oh yes.
And also the music, both the original score and also like the licensed soundtrack. When you've got stuff like it's just all these things that form a perfect counterpoint to the madness that's ensuing in this place. Like when you've got stuff like Hush, Bad Vibrations.
The first firefight when you're assaulting the nest, and you got Hush, Hush, just playing in the background, and then you find out they've got like a DJ, and they're just living life here.
And also that's like when you get your first experience with grenades, and then you're just lobbing grenades to like Hush.
And sticky bombs. No, you don't get sticky bombs till later. But I love sticky bombs. And the AI was great, actually. I was very impressed with the AI.
And it gets really punishing and shotgunners in your life.
The overall, it wasn't that hard a game to play, but there was a couple of points where just beat the shit out of me. Like I was just hammering my head against a brick wall for a long time, because I played straight through it on Suicide Mission. Just because I like playing games like that on a harder difficulty. So just there were certain points. So it even came up saying, "You seem to be struggling on this, but would you like to lower the difficulty?" It's like, fuck no, I'm gonna do it.
I'm a man, a real man.
And also, was it like the guy who did like the music is Elias Simural, who's I know like most famously for doing like the score of Ronin.
Oh, okay.
And it's just amazing, like the difference between that, which is like beautiful, haunting, like almost like Irish flute sort of music, to this, which is just crunchy, pumpy.
There was
dirty.
Yeah, there was the piece of music that stood out to me, the original piece of music that stood out to me was when you're in the stadium and you're fighting your way down the stadium, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of 65 Days of Static.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just like kind of like just big massive wall of noise.
I see what you mean.
Riffy kind of stuff. It was,
and it's weird because it's all those things that sort of like get you really pumped up to go kill people. And then it's when
War.
it sort of all flips on you, especially like a good piece of advice when you play this game is to die a lot.
Yeah,
because then you get these beautiful haunting murals.
Yeah, each chapter has got its own kind of semi 3D layered painting, essentially, with just moving parts, but each one is stunning.
Yeah. Especially when you go further down the rabbit hole and they get a lot more darker and twisted, and then they start like addressing the player themselves.
Yeah.
You think you're a hero.
Like how much are their lives worth? I mean, some collateral damage is okay, but how much are Walker and Adams really worth and all that? Some really great bits in there.
How many American soldiers have you killed today? And
and that bit, like, obviously that's all in Walker's head as well. When Conrad's like, there were 3,000 people alive in this city the day before you arrived. How many do you think there are now? Because you've killed a shitload of people.
which kind of leads us on to the kind of the big decisions that you get forced to make. In the game. So the first one, you basically use white phosphorus,
Whiskey Pete.
To take out a massive like battalion of the 33rd.
33rd,
And so using it from the
mortar.
The mortar.
It sends up a thermal camera.
And
so you've got a bird's eye view of seeing
bird's eye view of this. So you see the little white dots,
little
white dots, and the soldiers. So you're bombing the hell out of these people, and then
with phosphorus,
with white phosphorus, and there comes a tiny sort of section with this massive group of people. And obviously you can't determine what it is, so you just bomb the hell out of it.
You can't not bomb them.
You can't not bomb them,
because I knew what that was when I was playing. I was like,
same with me. I was just like the bad vibes. Just when it's like a static force, like 40 dots, you're like, this isn't warrior.
47, mate. 47. Every life matters. But no, just watching the 33rd like do all their maneuvers. Like you've got Humvees repositioning, trying to get to cover, wiping them all out, and then you've just got this massive heat, just not doing anything in the back. I'm just like, I'm not firing. Not firing.
But there is a.
Then it also chains on as well.
I did notice that like there was a couple of the 33rd actually went up into that section. So like I think the first time I was just kind of firing it.
Anything that moved.
Gary doesn't care. Gary kills them all.
But then realizing what you've done, and you've killed 47 civilians with white phosphorus. And just that scene of the mother holding the baby with half the face burnt off, and like you hear Luco and Adams arguing, like saying, "Oh, he's turned us into fucking murderers." And like the sound sort of fading, and you see Walker like just kind of just staring at it.
Full on shell shock.
Full on shell shock. But then that
finding the justification for it as well.
He's just
Conrad's fault.
He's trying to find reason within. He's it's like at that point I was just like, oh my god, this is more.
That is like the turning point. I mean,
because you get a great prelude to that when it's just before that section and you're walking through the white phosphorus. And it's horrible.
It's like
and all the soldiers are burning. And
there's some still kind of alive, but it's very.
And even that bit's horrible when you've done that, and before you see the civilians, it's all these guys just.
And then it's like from that point onwards, Walker is just becoming more and more unhinged. And there's that scene with the zip line, and you come down,
and you land on Adams.
You land on Adams and you kill him.
And also as well, if you don't shoot him, he executes you. And then it just finishes.
But I just hammered the shit out of him.
Even though it's just a random soldier, but you think it's Adams.
And then later on, when there's a heavy that busts through the door, and you see Lugo, like Lugo's like coming out, like,
you're not a hero, Walker.
You killed me, and all this.
Oh god, that was such a harsh seen that one where
Ludo gets lynched.
so like you're separated from him for ages, and then you come across with this whole batch of civilians, and he doesn't make it. Like you find him hanging, and you cut him down, and he just doesn't make it. And then all the civilians are just like shouting at you because obviously you're
boxing you in,
boxing you in, and you have a choice. You can either, like, I fired my gun in the air and scared them off.
I didn't. I cut them down. I cut those fuckers down.
Those innocent civilians.
Well, after a certain point in that game, I didn't care about anyone in that city at all. I just wanted out.
You didn't go native.
No.
Yeah.
That's also as well, like Ludo, like out the gang, he was like the real heart of the group.
Yeah.
And also when you've got sort of like the earlier decisions, 'cause even it's like when you it's all this rabbit hole metaphors, but like with when you start getting that sort of thing with the CIA and the 33rd, and you can shoot the member of the 33rd after he executes the agent.
Yeah. And this the scene where there's the two people hanging.
Yeah,
and you have to make the
water thief and the soldier.
And you have to make the decision, but obviously it's in your head at that point. Those people are like
just corpses.
They're just corpses, and you can see Adams and Luco just like,
what are you talking about? Crazy man.
Crazy man. Oh man, Walker's going at it again.
Tune in next week when things get really right.
And then obviously you're working your way towards the tower. You ascend the tower to confront Conrad, who has been dead.
For like 6 months or something.
And then you basically are confronting yourself.
And also like after all that, 'cause during that process you also like destroy like the water supply.
Yes.
For this like total arsehole
Riggs. Yeah, like he convinces you to steal the entire city's water supply, and then he destroys it all. But then you come up and he's trapped underneath the cab, and there's lots of these decisions throughout the game, but none of them really have any effect in the story, except for sort of character interaction and also playing on your psyche. I mean, when you come up against Riggs, you pick up his 44, and it's got one bullet left.
So you have a choice.
He's asking for mercy to just end it, because there's a trail of petrol working its way towards him, and he doesn't want to burn. I let that fucker burn.
I let that fucker burn as well. Just like walking away, not even turning back, just hearing him scream.
Oh no! I aimed the 44 at his head, then purposely shot beside him just so he knew that I'd wasted the bullet.
But then he couldn't kill the Onyx with the trophy.
I didn't get the trophy for killing the. It's because it's a trophy. No one cares about trophies.
We care about trophies. And so the ending, the 4 endings that you can get.
It was great because like Mark was surprised. It's like, oh yeah, I did all the 3 endings. I was like, there's 4, and you're like, what?
So run through each of the endings.
Well, so I mean,
I did the first one.
So when you get to the tower and you confront Conrad, and he's basically saying that like you are confronting yourself. It's all like how much of this has been in your head. It's all your fault, but then you're still partially believing that the Conrad's there and the 33rd have been doing all this, and it's not your fault at all. So you've got the initial decision of basically Conrad points his gun at you and says, "I'm going to count to 5." Which is you. If you let that happen, it's you accepting that you're the one that's done all this. You've ruined the city. You've destroyed everything, and then he shoots you, but it actually turns out you shot yourself, and you die next to Conrad, who also has obviously gone down the same path of failure. But that's not what I did first, because I'm a survivor. So after he gets to 2, I mean, you have the option. Then you can raise your gun and you can shoot Conrad, which turns out like it's
sort of
a reflection in your head. You kind of break yourself out of the psyche a little bit. And then then the game ends, because your Conrad says you'll accept what you've done. Will you come back from this? Then you get a little epilogue of Marines coming in and finding you kind of gone a bit postal, sitting there with your UCAS shotgun with a beard just twitching. Then you get that other decision. So So
three possible endings.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't think there was three. I thought there were two. But
Yeah.
obviously, the Marines come up to you and say, like,
Are you gonna-
put down your gun and we'll take you home. It's time to go home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first time, like, you know, the guy, he's sitting there, open arms, looking friendly. Get the option to drop your gun. How am I hell gonna drop my gun?
This is for Ludo.
Fighting my way out.
Yeah.
I just started blasting my way out. But I mean, then you've got a stretch of dunes with all these Humvees piling over. I just felt it was unwinnable, so I just kind of went mad and just started running and blasting.
Yeah.
And then
Ended up
getting gunned down.
Yeah.
So you die in the desert. But then that was the most poignant ending for me as well, because you have Conrad talking about they never really came back from. Where was it? They were from? It's not Argentina, but
No. Oh, I can't remember. If you keep going, I think I'll remember.
yeah, but like Conrad, Walker.
They have history.
Yeah, Walker served under Conrad in a previous operation.
Yeah.
which also
Kabul. That's it.
Yeah.
Kabul, yeah,
Yeah.
which also went to shit.
Yeah, which scarred them up.
Yeah, and you know after you're gunned down by the Marines and you're dying, you hear Conrad talking to you again, saying never really came out of Kabul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really
It's
nice.
sort of similar to also like that scene you get at the very start of the game. There's so many like scenes that you keep on forgetting are at the very start. Is like when you have Conrad at the start and he's at the Tower of Dubai, and you know you get that sort of open monologue. and he's got this
Well,
photo on the gun on it
that's
and
the
stuff.
the radio
Yeah.
signal
Yeah.
going out that brings Delta Team in.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you also have the option to put down your gun
And go away
and
with them.
go away with them. Like the Marine says, yeah, well, we just drove in so much chaos. I mean, how did you survive that? And you know, he just replies with, I don't know if I did,
Yeah.
which I thought was really fantastic writing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's the mystical fourth ending where you can kill all the Marines, which I'm
Yes.
going to have to go and do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great.
What happens then?
It's
I'm trying to remember.
Walk into the desert and die of dehydration.
I think you basically you kill all of them, and I think there's
Oh yeah, he answers
there's
the radio.
He answers
yeah.
the radio, and he's just like, "Welcome to Dubai, gentlemen."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's sort of become
Ooh, he's
taken over Conrad.
become his own version of Conrad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Very.
I like that.
Because I did the first ending, which is just like I shot myself because I thought it was a hallucination within a hallucination, and I thought that was just going to break the thingy, and I was like, oh no, I just killed myself, and that was it.
Yeah, just turn the gun on yourself.
Yeah. But I think overall, it's annoying because I don't think I've done the synopsis like any justice. Because just like how it all starts out, 'cause the big thing when you first go in is just this uncertainty. You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Who to trust, who's this radio man, Conrad, what's he up to, 33rd, who can I trust, CIA, then Sergeants, because it just starts off as like very stereotypical, but then it's really deep, it's really horrific.
It's
Civil War,
so much more than it.
atrocities.
It's so much more than what it's kind of advertised.
Yeah.
That's that's a strength of the game completely, because you just don't expect any of that, especially me coming in just thinking this is just your standard
third cover, shoot.
third person shooter. I mean, like, you know, you're going in to help these people and to take out the bad guys. Like, I thought it was as simple as that, but it's not. It's a complete journey into man. It's based loosely on Heart of Darkness as well, isn't it?
And Apocalypse Now.
Well, Apocalypse Now is Heart of Darkness, but I mean,
because that was Joseph Conrad, and then Conrad's a reference to Joseph Conrad who wrote Heart of Darkness, and it's not for the faint of heart. The amount of folk though who like just felt horrible when they finished the game, folk. And that was like what the lead writer said about like the game as well, because like you got like some negative reviews like, oh, this is just like, you know, exploitation and blah blah blah, and oh, it's a cheap dig at things. And he was always like another option for like the game ending is just for you to stop playing. It also plays on the player relationship as well. It's also like what's one other quotes? It's like to kill for yourself is murder. To kill for your country, you're a hero. And then a kill in a game, it's like for fun, and it just plays on all sort of breakdowns.
Yeah, there's a great bit when you're assaulting the radio man as well, and he's saying so much gratuitous violence. Must be all these video games you're playing.
Yeah. And also,
it takes itself so seriously, but it's also got some great writing quips in there as well.
Yeah. And I think that really works because like some folk are like, oh, this is just a cheap take. I wanted to play like, you know,
Call of Duty Desert Storm
3. Pacific United for freedom. Democracy.
Modern Desert Storm Ops 5.
Clancy Theory. Reloaded reboot.
The Division revision in sand.
Yeah, but to give Call of Duty credit, everything up until like Black Ops 1 was good, story wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2's got some glorious bits in it.
Yeah, and obviously the shooting mechanics in COD are second to none.
Yeah.
Yeah, as
No. Shooting
No?
mechanics in COD are weak.
No.
Battlefield's better.
Yeah.
Oh, Battlefield's
Halo's better.
amazing.
Destiny's better. Like COD's too arcadey
Okay.
for me.
Yeah. It's too mainstream, man.
Well, no.
That's what Mark really thinks. He's a monster. He's a war criminal. He just gunned down everyone.
He's
his own Conrad.
COD's got the same problem as Spec Ops. The guns
Hello, Walker.
are too limp.
Don't have any weight to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also another thing.
Having said that, I haven't played anything since Modern Warfare 3, so they might be
Yeah.
better, but...
I think also another thing to talk about though would just be like the action set pieces.
Yeah.
What were your faves?
Ooh. Stadium was good. Stadium was really good.
Stadium annoyed me a little bit.
So when it ramped up a bit, you're like, just want to get through this.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just because, I mean, you start out, I had my silenced M16 at that point.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
quick, we can go through this quietly. I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was going along, popping heads all the way along, and then out of nowhere, Adam's just like, ah! Like, for fuck's sake.
Damn you, Adams.
Like, it was just, that kind of annoyed me. But, what was my favourite bit? I liked moving through the towers, doing all the sniping. That was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Zip lining for days.
there's a
separation from Lugo and Adams as well.
Yeah.
Which one?
The one where you actually get the sort of chain gun at the end of it just to take out as many people. So when you're trying to get to the chopper at the top of the radio tower.
yeah.
At that point.
Oh, and also is that when the chopper goes down as well?
Yeah. It leads into that opening scene.
I think that's when you see. I think that's the first time when you see. Is it Gold? Is it?
I think.
What? No, Gould's a long time before that.
No, no.
Yeah. No,
there's
this
So
is,
many CIA agents.
yeah. Trying to think of other bits. There
Oh
was-
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also there's escorting things as well. When you escort like Adams and Luco, you know, when you're in the sort of like the high-rise shopping centres.
Yeah,
all
that's
the sort of stuff.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
another
good.
one. The game had some kind of
Sorry,
what?
remembered that bit. Like you're sitting on the turret, and then you help them get up to the roof,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're zip lining in. I'm just sitting there going, "Move, move, Walker, move!" And I'm just like,
They knock you down,
Just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
smack you in the face. Like I told you to move.
Oh, that was another good bit in that. Remember when you go into like the room and the lights are flickering on
Oh
and off.
my god, that was amazing. Yeah,
Oh,
fighting the heavy and it's the mannequin.
That was one. That was the thing I was just about to mention. It has like the game actually has like some kind of horror elements to it as
Yeah.
well, which was
Well, it is a horror game, pretty much. Yeah.
It's great. Like obviously, like the scene where you're walking through all the bodies. The first body scene, the white phosphorus scene after that, and obviously fighting the heavy with the flickering.
Yeah.
Just sort of teleports everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so good that bit.
My favorite bit, like two favorite bits, hands down, that stood out for me, like, is the first introduction of white phosphorus, not the one that you're doing
The one where you walk through.
You walk through.
Yeah.
The white phosphorus goes off onto the civilians.
Yeah.
And then you've got the heavy and two guys walking through the smoke, just like finishing off all the people that are burning.
It's so ominous.
Like, that is stunningly done.
Yeah.
But then the other bit for me, it's just after you have to make the decision of the two hanging bodies.
Yeah.
You climb up a dune and you slide down into it's underneath a road, so there's lots of crashed buses and buses and
Bushes.
I'm too tired to speak.
Yeah.
Barricades. So you engage in a firefight. Just another firefight here. But then the
Yeah.
sandstorm kicks up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're trying to move through the sandstorm, fighting off these guys. But then you come around the corner, and then there's like this shining beacon of the Burj Khalifa, which is it's your ultimate destination, sitting at the end. But it's standing there. The way the sand's coming towards you, it's spreading around it, and you've got this glorious kind of backlight to it. And for lack of a better description, it's like the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
But like that's what it looks like. But in this setting, walking through the sand, it's just one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a video game. Like,
Yeah.
I purposely killed myself at that point with grenades so many times just to do it again.
Yeah. It was,
That blew me away.
Yeah, use of sand in that game was good as well. Like a sort of extra sort of game mechanic.
Yeah, there's a lot of dynamic environments. Like you could shoot windows to get sand to take out guys, and if you see like sort of leaking sand, you can shoot out the ceiling and people fall through.
And also, it did really well. Like offer the variance because you're just like, oh, just in a desert thing, it's going to be so boring, but it's absolutely stunning and dynamic.
It was good. And every time that section comes up, like the first one when you have to shoot the glass, I always get Hans Gruber in my head just going, shoot the glass.
He's not wearing any shoes.
Clay. Built clay.
But really, I mean, just the whole package is fantastic. I mean, the production that went into it. I mean, when you look at the way it starts out, I mean, you come into the menu, you've got like a ruined tower with a burnt upside down American flag flying.
Yeah, the Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner playing on the radio. But then you see down into the remnants of Dubai.
Yeah.
Then like you have no choice but to start a new game.
Yeah.
And then like it just starts with the helicopter.
It just kicks straight
off, straight into that. That's fantastic. I mean, the way the actual narrative jumps in and the game starts. In hindsight, that's the thing. I mean, like coming into it, I wasn't expecting much, so I wasn't paying that much attention to it at the start. But in hindsight, now that I know what the game is trying to do, you appreciate everything else so much more.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's also worth, I don't know how much you guys have done it, but it's also worth mentioning the multiplayer suite was actually really impressive for it as well.
I mean, actually tried.
It's fantastic. I mean,
we'll have a sesh.
I mean, it's the same mechanics. It's exactly the same mechanics, but the level design is superb. Like there's a lot of verticality to the levels, and it introduces sandstorms to it. So I mean, you'll be having a battle on top of this building, and then all of a sudden a sandstorm will kick up. You know, your radar goes fuzzy. You can't see anything. Like you're putting your hand up, but then you can go inside to buildings and you get your radar back a little bit, so you can work out where people are. It's just it works so well. I was really impressed with it.
Nice.
Also, there's that bit that's horrible when you get when you sort of fall through the building and then you're completely stranded, like from your teammates with no guns, and you're like, oh.
Which time that happens multiple times.
Yeah.
When you fall into the pit.
Yeah. And you're like, oh crap, oh crap. I should open that door. Oh crap, I shouldn't have lost my teammates. Oh crap, I have no gun. Oh crap, here they come.
It's too hot today. It's too hot.
Don't visit Dubai.
So, general consensus that Spec Ops line is pretty much a hidden gem of the 7th generation.
7th generation, is that what it's officially called?
7th generation consoles.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Feel old.
Yeah. 7th generation. We're on to the 8th one now. Yeah. But yeah, last generation is probably one of the sort of standout games.
Also
definitely a hidden gem, because before you guys, no one I know has ever played it. It's utterly fantastic. I mean, it's available everywhere. I mean, it's on Steam as well. But it's just fantastic, and I'm gonna have to actually buy it myself because I've just borrowed it from her for the PlayStation. But I might have to
get it for the Xbox.
Get it for the Xbox myself.
It's also
play through it again and finish it properly, because it's fast becoming one of my favorite games.
Because it's not only like a great narrative for a shooter, it's just like a great narrative overall.
It's a movie in a game. Like not like Metal Gear Solid. It's a proper cinematic story driven, character focused descent into hell.
I'd probably say I'd say The Last of Us still holds that kind of like bar for me.
That's the thing. I've never finished that, so go back and that's another game.
That's on the list. But The Last of Us just holds that kind of like bar for sort of like storytelling in games, just done like to almost perfection, really. And then, but Spec Ops is a very, very close second. I'd say for definitely that generation of consoles.
For me, I think like Spec Ops nips it over Last of Us a little bit, because I think like we're like story, don't want to be like thinking it down, but like in terms of like story progression, it's really predictable. I think it's maybe more carried by the characters, and the great characters in Last of Us. Whereas this, especially like with when you do something. So such a thing that's done
Spec
so
Ops.
well.
Yeah, Spec Ops surprised me more.
Yeah,
it surprised me more than The Last of Us, but I felt probably just a little bit more connection with the Last of Us story.
Yeah.
Like you say, probably due to the characters.
Yeah, because it's a bit more, the gung ho sort of thing.
Yeah.
But also like just that, it's such an interesting place to do like sort of an interpretive narrative when you've got someone who's got like a dissociative disorder, who's mentally scarred, mentally damaged. There's so many more things you can read into that, which is quite interesting, and it does it really, really well.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark, when are you going to get it again?
When am I going to get it again?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
is it in your basket?
Is it in my basket?
What are you buying?
Well, I've still got yours. I mean, there's a few things I need to try out before I.
Yeah. Ending number 4.
Ending number 4. I need to succeed. No, I'll see what if it ever shows up on Xbox.
Steam or Xbox, yeah.
Well, it's on Steam. I'm tempted to pick it up on Steam just to have it on the computer. But if it ever goes backwards compatible with the Xbox One, then that's a guaranteed.
Jump on it.
Guaranteed thing.
Yeah, definitely. So Spec Up the Line, available on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Steam.
Yeah.
Great job, Jaeger.
Yeah, PC as well. So pick it up. It is it's a fantastic.
You cannot regret it.
You cannot regret it. It's a fantastic.
Having said that,
you will regret it.
It's a very adult themed, very psychologically scarring, very in depth horror action shooter. I mean, it's a mix of genres, but it's a stunning story.
Yeah.
It's a story that you were familiar with in other genres, but as far as
to take part in it,
as far as to interact with it in a meaningful way, to actually carry yourself through it, because a lot of the times you do have to pick yourself up to carry on playing this game.
It does drag you down a lot.
Yeah,
and I did not feel good after playing that game.
Yeah,
I felt great, but
I know. I love the game.
I've always wanted to murder 47 civilians with white phosphorus. Now I don't have to.
The wonderful world of gaming.
Gaming's for everyone.
So Spec Up Line, masterpiece.
Yeah, great job, Jaeger.
Well done.
It's a shame they filed for bankruptcy not that long ago.
I know.
Over the Dead Island 2 stuff.
It's Dead.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully they can find a way to continue on, because they're a great talented team.
Very talented team. And
still the same team. Still the same team, or like more or less, or
I think so. I'm not sure. So
but you've delivered an absolutely stellar game, and for that we thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that shall conclude
our round 1 of Game Club.
Round 1. Look forward to round 2, which is,
I think it might be Zone of the Enders.
Zone of the Enders. Yeah,
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
It's essentially one game.
Yeah, it pretty much is one game.
Yeah, I've just dived into it and it's absolutely tits.
It really is.
It really is. Like you'll notice that that one, like I said, it just sets up the stage, but then 2's where they
knock out the park.
Yeah, it's just got 2's just one hell of a game. It's really, really good. But we shall talk about that next Game Club. So thank you very much for listening. You can download the podcast on consolemegaming.bandcamp.com. You can look for us on YouTube, Console Me Gaming, search for us there, and also search for us on the iTunes podcast app.
But you're already listening, so you probably know that.
You probably already know that. But keep tuning in every Wednesday, and we'll have more off the rails antics.
More of the same.
More of the same. Until then, catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I need to insert something into the news very quickly.
Oh.
Okay.
Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Gaming news.
There was also
Gamers, you suck.
Fiddling with all these different syllables, but it just made like sausages.